So yesterday we completed till class A. Okay. So in class A, one thing is actually remaining. I told you that in class A, there is one network part, the host part, then the range of the address is between 1 to 126. First octet represent the class. Okay. Whatever the range, in between the range, you are taking the value. Suppose that 100.0.0.0. So if in host part each and every bit is off, that means it is a network ID. Then the IP address is actually starting from right to left. This is the first IP address. Then the last IP address is this one. Then this is your broadcast address. Subnet mask is 255.25, sorry, .0.0.0. Okay. This much I told you in the previous class. So one more thing I have to tell you, that is number of host. Number of host means number of IP address. So is anyone have any idea how many IP address we can able to create in the class A network? Anyone have any idea? If you have to calculate each and every IP address, suppose that I created the IP 1, 2, this is the first IP address. And this is your last IP address. So in between all these IP addresses, how many IP addresses are there? That is my question. Do you have any idea? Any idea how we can able to calculate the number of IP address? So there is a formula 2 to the power n minus 2. Okay, 2 to the power n minus 2. If I calculate this value, then I will get the result. So what is the n? Here n is equal to number of bits. So how many off bits are there? Tell me. How many off bits are there? How many off bits are there?
8 bits.
There is 3 host part. In 3 host part, that means the 3 octets are off. Then how many bits are off?
24.
24. Good. So n equal to 24 means 8 plus 8 plus 8. These 3 octets are belongs to the host part. So all these host members are by default, each and every bit is off. Got it? That means 2 to the power 24 minus 2. So if you calculate this one, you will get the result. I am showing you what is exactly the result is. Class A total IP address. So in class A, total IP address is It is actually 1,27,000, sorry, 1 crore 27 lakhs, like this. Something is like this. It is not showing exactly. Hmm. Uh, 1 crore. Yeah, this one. 1 crore 67 lakhs 77,214. So if you calculate this one, so you will get this result. So this is actually telling about one network ID. I'm only talking about a single network ID, that is of 100. So in 100 network, you can able to create 1,67,000 IP addresses. 1 crore 67 lakhs IP addresses. Okay, so in if you are creating an IP address with the range of 1, in the 1 also you this much IP address you can able to create it. That means 1.0.0.0. In this range of IP, you will also able to create 1 crore 67 lakh 77,000 IP address. So like this, each and every range of the address of class A, we can able to create this much IP addresses. This much IP address. Total number of hosts. Total number of hosts is this. Okay, got it? So in class A network, where we are actually using the class A network in a very big network, means suppose that there is a Google's network. So Google network is using class A network. If you're talking about AWS network, so big organization, very big organizations, they are actually using class A network. Why? Because it actually providing us a large number of IP addresses. Got it? So this is all about class A. Now I am moving towards class B. So the range of the class B is class B. So it is very important. If you do not understand the IP address, you cannot able to identify the network. You cannot able to identify from which particular IP address attack is actually going on. You cannot able to do the attacks, or if you want to do the attack on any particular machine, you cannot able to identify. If you want to identify a whole network to a single machine, so it is actually identify the machines through the IP address over the network. You cannot able to identify it. So it is a very crucial thing. Just carefully listen to me and see here carefully that how the IP addresses are been creating and how we are actually analyzing the IP addresses by seeing the first octet. Okay. So in class B, 128, the range is 128 to 191. Okay. Uh, First of all, here in class B, it has two network part. Okay. In class B, it has two network part and two host part. It means like this. Two octets are on. Each and every bit of two octets are on in class A by default. We cannot able to off the bits. If there is a default bit on in a particular class, we cannot able to off the bits, but we can able to increase the bits in the host part section. Okay, so if there is a two network part is provided in class B, then the two octets are on by default. Okay, it means It means the first octet, the first octet is actually represent the class. Similarly, okay, and we put the value between 128 to 191 in the first octet, always in each and every class. So in class A also, we actually defined the range of the value in the first octet. Similarly, in the class B also, we are going to place the in between these range, we are placing the value in the first octet. Okay. But in the second octet, the range should be 0 to 255. Always remember it in second octet. In second octet, range is 0 to 255. We can place any value over there. Okay. So I'm going to create an IP address of class B. I'm taking a value 172, suppose that 172.1.0.0. I am also able to place the value in place of 1. I also able to place the value 0, but I am placing the value 1 so that you guys would not be confused. This is your network ID. Similarly, why this is a network ID? Because in the host part, both the both the particular host are off bits. These particular values are 0 over there. We are not increase any particular bit over here. So any particular address which host part is off, that particular address is known as network ID. Okay. If this particular value I am going to configure in my machine, it will not configure it. Okay. So my first IP address is 172.1.0.1. Why? Because from right to left, the IP address is actually placing on. So this is my first IP. Second IP is 172.1.0.2. 172.1.0.3. And where till it will move 172.1.0.255. Then after that 172.1.1.0. Why? It actually on a bit in the third octet. Okay. Now 172.1.1.1. Similarly, 172.1.1.2 like this. 172.1.1.255. There is a condition would becomes when 172.1.255.253, 172.1.255.254, then 172.1.255.255. Now tell me what is the next IP addresses? Tell me what is the next IP address? No idea. Yes.
यस सर, अभी कोई आइडिया नहीं आ रहा.
Actually, see, I told you that 2 network parts and 2 host part. So I already fill all the 2 host part. And this particular 2 octets are by default on. So we cannot able to increase the value in this particular octet. If we are going to increase the value or change the value in this particular octet, then what will happen? It is exactly a different network ID. Different network ID. Got it?
बेसिकली ये लार्जेस्ट है, इसमें अभी 172.1 लास्ट 225 वाली.
This is your last IP. This is your last IP address.
Okay.
This is your broadcast address. And this is your different network ID. See, in class A, there is only one host part. In class B, there is two host part. So that's why it ends the IP address. We only able to increase the bits in only in these last two octets.
Last two octets.
Second octet is actually belongs to the network part. So we are not able to increase it. So that means if I take an example, these are some machines which is actually connected with the switch. And this is your first machine, and I place the value 172.1.1.1 or 100, whatever. I'm placing a simple value, okay, 1.1. And in this particular machine, 172.1.1.2. And in this machine, 172.1.1.3. But in this machine, if I place the value 172.2.1.4, then what will happen? This particular machine is actually from the different network. So this machine would not able to communicate with this network. So if we want to communicate this particular IP, so we need a network device that is called as router. So in simple LAN, that means if we connected with the switch, it will not communicate with this IP address. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, subnet mask. Subnet mask is 255.255.0.0. This is your subnet mask because two octets are on. So here the two octets would be filled by decimal form. Okay. Last one is number of host. Similarly, 2 to the power n minus 2. Okay, one more thing I will tell you in last example. 2 to the power n minus 2. So 2 to the power n, and now what is the value of the n? How many bits are off?
16.
16. So 2 to the power 16 minus 2. Okay. So if we calculate this one, so I think so 65,534 IP addresses created in this network. So where in class A, yeah.
So वो क्या नाम number of hosts से पहले क्या करा है आपने वो चीज एक बार दोबारा बता दीजिए.
This is your number of hosts.
Host से पहले.
This one.
Yeah.
This is subnet mask. Subnet mask we have to define to the machine, by which subnet mask actually defines how many bits are on in a network. It will define to the machine, to the computer. If you placing a value in a particular machine, it will not identify it. So by identify the subnet mask, it will recognize how many bits are on. The machine is actually calculating the IP address with the help of bits by this value. How many I see when in class A, I got 3 hosts in the net host part. Then there I am able to create 1,67,77,000 hosts. Okay, but how could a machine identify that this much IP address would be configured or this much IP address we can able to configure in the machine? Similarly, here when I increase the bits in second octet also, so here only 2 octets are been there of bits. So when you calculate the value, that is 65,534. So how many addresses are being decreased? near about 1 crore 67 lakhs host would be decreased. So how the machine would be initialize it? So it will be initialized by the subnet mask. It will define the machine that this much number of bits are being on in a particular IP address. It is very important that how many bits are on. It is actually depend upon how many hosts would be created in a particular network.
Okay, sir.
जितने भी IP एड्रेस यहाँ पर क्रिएट करोगे आप, वो मशीन तभी समझेगा जब वो सबनेट मास्क को देखेगा, जिससे कि मशीन ये डिफाइन करेगा कि हाँ इतने बिट ऑन है इस पर्टिकुलर आईपी एड्रेस में, और उसी से मशीन इस चीज को इनिशियलाइज करेगा कि इतने आईपी एड्रेस क्रिएट होंगे इस पर्टिकुलर मशीन में। तभी तो जब आप यहाँ पे कॉन्फ़िगर करोगे तो वो इसको देख के समझ जाएगा कि भैया ये जो आईपी है ना, ये इस इन पर्टिकुलर आईपी एड्रेस का ग्रुप का नहीं है। कैसे? सबनेट मास्क की वजह से, क्योंकि उसने कैलकुलेट कर लिया कि 65,534 के जो बात के जितने भी आईपी वो इस ग्रुप के नहीं है। गॉट इट? सो दिस इज एक्चुअली डिफाइनिंग लाइक दिस। ओके, इट इज एक्चुअली डिफाइनिंग लाइक दिस। तो सबनेट मास्क इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द मशीन. It actually defines the number of bits to the IP address. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion in class B? No?
No, sir.
So now we are starting with class C. The range of the class C is 192 to 223. Okay. So in class C, there are 3 network part and only 1 host part is there. This whole stuff is actually defined by the INA who created the IP address. Okay, we cannot able to change it according to us. One thing we can able to change it, that is number of bit, but that would not be change the range of the classes. It always define the classes to the first octet value. Okay. So whenever you see the ranges, you have to check in which range particular IP address starts with. So from that particular class it belongs. Now what I have to do. So if there is a 3 network part and 1 host part, that means it is like this. Like this. Got it? Now 3 octets belongs to the network part. We cannot able to change the value in these particular 3 octets. We only have 1 octet here to increase the value, to increase the IP address. Okay. Here also the concept is similar. First octet always define the class. Okay. First octet always define the class, and in second and third octet, value should be from 0 to 255. Okay. Now I'm going to create our first IP address. So before creating the IP address, I am actually defining the network ID. So 192.1.1.0 like this. Okay. I am also able to place the value 0 over there here, but you guys would confused it. Okay. So that's why I'm not placing the value 0. I'm able to place the value 0 also over here, but I'm placing the value 1 so that you will able to understand that we cannot able to increase the value in these octets. Okay, so only 1 host part is there, so that's why this particular octet belongs to the host part. So if any particular address whose host part is 0, it is not like that. Suppose that I am taking one more example. Okay, 192.0.0.0. Okay, so these, we are not actually calculating these particular octets, whether it is a value 0 over there or whether the value is 255. We do not have any problem because these particular octets are actually belongs to the network part. So we can able to place the value 0. But if you place the value 0 in the host part, then it is not a valid IP address. It is a network ID in both the cases. Okay, I will show you. I will show you when I configure the IP address. Each and every IP address which I told you, I configure in my machine. I will show you. So whatever I am saying, actually like this, the configuration is actually happening in our machine. So this is the network ID. So our first IP address is 192.1.1.1. This is our first IP. Then 192.1.1.2. This is our second IP. Similarly, it increased the value like this. And now 192.1.1.253, 192.1.1.254, 192.1.1.25. Now, could I increase the value in third octet?
No.
No. Good. Why? Because that is a network element. So this is my last IP and this is my broadcast. Fine.
Yes, sir.
So now if I am going to calculate the value, okay, before calculating the value, calculating the host part, number of host, the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Simple. Okay. Now number of host. If I want to calculate the number of host, 2 to the power n. Now,
8.
What is the value of 8 minus 2? So now calculate it. 2 to the power 8 means 2 to the power 8 means 256. Okay, calculate it in your calculator wherever you want. If you calculate 2 to the power 8, that is 256. Okay, and if you are minus with 2, then the value is 254. That means this is your total IP addresses which we can able to create in class C network. Okay, C. Uh, 254. Fine. 254 IP address we can able to create in class. Why we are decreasing minus 2 in the actual value? See, one is your network ID, okay, and one is your broadcast address. We have increased these two addresses from the total number of IP address. Then only we can able to get the total IP addresses. Okay.
So
that's why
these IP addresses or not? Network ID and broadcast address.
No, we cannot able to use it. I'm showing you. Wait a minute. Now I'm showing you each and everything whatever I told you. Okay. Our IP address is completed. One thing is left over here that I am told you, but after that showing you the configuration. After that I will show you, or after that I will tell you. See. So you know how I opened this particular console. Right click over here. Okay. Right click in this particular icon, or otherwise open run, and there is a shortcut ncpa.cpl. So it will open the network connection. So in network connection, this is my Ethernet port, wired connection. So it is showing cross. That means my wired connection is not connected. How I am actually connected with my laptop with the Wi-Fi. Okay. Now, if you want to configure the IP address, double click on the particular network adapter. In my laptop, I have both the network adapters. Wired network adapter is also there. Wireless network adapter is also there. If I double click on this, it will also open this one. Okay. So I am click on network adapter, the wide network adapter. So what I have to do, I have to click on this particular TCP IP protocol and click on properties. Okay. Then if you want to configure the IP address, click on use the following IP address and now define the IP address. So from starting, I am going to show you. First, I am showing you class C IP addresses. 192.1.1.0. Okay. When I press the type, it automatically detected that it is a class C address. Minimum, it should have 24 bits on in a network. Okay. It is a network ID because in the host part, the value is 0. When I click on OK, the combination of IP address and subnet mask is not valid. Got it? So it is not a valid IP address. If I place the value 1, it configured it. If I place the value 2, it accepts the IP address. Now see, if I place the value 255, it is a broadcast address. The combination of IP address subnet mask is invalid. Why? Because it is a broadcast address. 254, it is a last IP address. Accepted. Okay. So each and everything is running smoothly. Now, class B, 172.1.1, dot 0, dot 0. Why? Because in class B, two host part as belong to the two octets belongs to the host part. Okay. So if I press OK, it is telling that the IP address and subnet mask is not valid combination. Now, if I place the value 1 over here, it is a valid IP address. Suppose I place the value 0 over here and place the value 1 over here. Okay. Valid IP address. So we have to on a particular bit in the host part, whether in the third octet or whether in the fourth octet. It would be a valid IP address. Okay. Now 255, 255. Not okay. Why? Because it is a broadcast address. 254, it is a last IP address. Okay. Now class A 10.1 10.0.0.0 combination of address is not valid. If I place the value 1 over here, valid IP address. If I place the value 0 over here and place the value 1 over here, it is also a valid IP address. If I place the value 10.255.255.255, so each and every bit of this particular address is on. So it is also not a combination of valid IP address because it is a broadcast address. If I place the value 254, then it is a valid IP address. Fine. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So each and everything is,
सर
yeah.
सर अगर जैसे हम कंसोल पे ये आईपी एड्रेस जैसे चेक कर रहे हैं कि कौन सा वैलिड है कौन सा नहीं वैलिड है तो
Mhm.
अ, जैसे हमने कोई आईपी एड्रेस उसमें डाल दिया कंसोल पे तो हमारी सिस्टम वो वाला आईपी एड्रेस को एक्सेप्ट कर लेगी फिर उसी आईपी पे रहेगी
जिसको एक्सेप्ट करेगी ना,
यस सर
जो लास्ट आईपी कॉन्फ़िगर कर दोगे,
हम्म
हाँ उसी को एक्सेप्ट करेगी.
और सर अगर किसी ने दोनों मशीन में सेम ही आईपी डाल दी तो
If anyone, suppose that in first PC, suppose that in first PC in your graphic era lab, okay, 10.1.1.1 IP address is already configured, okay, and by chance what happened, anyone come to the lab and configure the IP address 10.1.1.1, then what happened, you know, in this machine also and in this machine also, it automatically show that the same IP address is exist in the network. The message would be shown up, first thing. Second thing, the major factor is in these both machines, the network connection is disabled. Now these most machine would be disconnected from the network automatically. So it is a very dangerous thing. A particular college, I am working around there. What happened? There is a chairman search system is there, and it configured a particular IP address, whatever it is. And what happened? Some guy in a particular lab, what he done? He randomly configured an IP address. And by chance, that particular IP address is configured in the chairman sir's machine. So at the same moment, what happened in chairman sir machine, the internet goes down. The whole network team is actually running throughout there. Then in which particular machine the IP address is configured, what actually they are not able to track it down because the both machines are being disconnected from the network. If any particular machine is connected with the network, I am able to check out in which particular machine is exactly the IP address is configured. But what happened? The particular machine is disconnected. Both the machines are been disconnected from the network. So it is a very, that's why, in each and every lab, the administrator rights are been disabled. So that is the reason. If anyone is coming through the lab and change the configuration, whatever the configuration they have actually done over there, it is very difficult to find out. So these are the security aspects which is actually followed by the organizations. No one can able to change the configuration, whatever the configuration is, organization is actually configured in the machine. Got it?
Yes, sir. Sir, and same happens with other classes also.
Each and every class, it is actually a property of IP address, not the class.
I mean, if we are if we try to put some class C addresses and that
Okay.
class C address is somewhere being used,
Mhm.
so his internet connection will also goes down.
Yeah, of course. If the similar IP address would be configured in two machines, it would be disconnected from the network. And if the machine is disconnected from the network, the whole network properties would be down. No internet connection will be there, no network will be there. I am not able to suppose that if there is one more machine is there, okay, whose IP address is 10.1.1.2. So this machine would not able to communicate with this machine because this particular machine is disconnected from the network. Okay. So it is a dangerous thing. So that's why organizations are not providing the administrator privilege to the employees. So they can do anything. The administrator privilege is only provided to the administrator and the cyber expert in the organization. They can only handle the machines over there.
Sir,
Hmm?
is there no way to trace such conditions from the server, either by server log or through access logs, to know that a particular IP address of a machine has been changed? Is there no technique for identifying that in case it happens?
I don't got you. What you are asking?
So you mentioned that if two machines have the same IP address, they will be automatically disconnected from the network. So I'm asking if there is no particular technique or way which that particular scenario can be traced from the server itself.
So first of all, the first scenario is that we suddenly, if that particular machine is a crucial machine, then we suddenly change the IP address of that machine. So what will happen? It will goes up. Then after that, we are going to check out. So whenever I change, suppose that I change the IP address of this machine, so automatically this machine is also being connected with the network. Got it? If I
So,
understood, if this
sir,
machine is already running with this IP address and someone mistakenly configured the same IP address. So what we have to do, we have to change the IP address of the first machine. So automatically both the machine comes to the network.
Sir, Mohammed is sharing is here. Is there a solution to the IP address conflict? For me, bro, I think it's the DHCP, which will automatically assign IP addresses. So
That is a different thing. I didn't tell them na DSCP about DSCP. So that's why I'm
yes,
not going to the DSCP. Okay, that is a different thing. So whenever I taught you the DSCP, then we will discuss it.
Yes, I was actually asking for the static, as you mentioned, because we are talking about static configuration now.
Yeah, I didn't tell you about the static IP and the dynamic IP, na. So that's why I'm not going to with that particular topic. Any other confusion? Any other doubt?
So if you don't know कि IP address change हुआ है but network down हो गया तो उसे trouble shoot कैसे करेंगे?
बता तो दिया, तुरंत IP एड्रेस चेंज कर देंगे उस मशीन का,
नहीं,
क्योंकि
हमें
हमें तो
पता
पता
नहीं अगर पता
चल
नहीं
जाता। पता नहीं, समझे नहीं, इसमें पहले से कॉन्फ़िगर था, इसमें चेंज कर दिया। ठीक, चेंज करते ही क्या होगा, देखो चेंज करते ही होता ये है कि ये इस वाले मशीन पे ना मैसेज आ जाता है कि आईपी एड्रेस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है। ठीक है, मगर कभी कभी ऐसा होता है, ग्लिच होता है कि ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम शो नहीं करता है कि आईपी एड्रेस कन्फ्लिक्शन की वजह से प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, तो वहां पे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है। फिर वहां ट्रबल शूट करने में बहुत दिक्कत होती है, उनको समझ में नहीं आता है कि आईपी की प्रॉब्लम है। वो बाकी सारी चीजों की ट्रबल शूटिंग करेंगे, वो केबल की ट्रबल शूटिंग कर रहे हैं, कनेक्टर की कर रहे हैं, पोर्ट की कर रहे हैं, मशीन की कर रहे हैं, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम की कर रहे हैं, हर चीज की ट्रबल शूटिंग कर रहे हैं, आईपी की नहीं कर रहे हैं। वहां बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है, बहुत ही ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम,
ओके।
है ना। तो हमारा चांस, हमारी ट्रबल शूटिंग का एक फेस है, देयर इज अ फेस, देयर इज अ क्राइटेरिया ऑफ द ट्रबल शूटिंग। वी आर स्टार्ट द ट्रबल शूटिंग विद द पोर्ट, okay, the particular port of the each and every machine. We start with the troubleshooting with the port, if is the port is working or not. Then after that we are troubleshoot from the end of the switch from which the particular machine is connected, the particular port in which the switch is actually connected, that particular port is running or not. So how we are checking, we pull down that particular connector from that the port of the switch and place it into the different any particular port or different any particular switch, whatever it is. Okay, there also the problem is remaining there, then we will understood that the port is not is a problem, and the switch is also not a problematic, the troubleshooting phase. Then we are going with the cable, is the cable is okay or not. So there is a cable tester is there. So with the help of cable tester like this is the cable tester, cat6 cable tester. So cat6 cable tester, this is the cable tester. So what we are going to do, one end of this particular, this is actually detachable. Okay, we can able to detach it. One portion would be detach it, and one person is there in the switch end, one person is here in the PC end. So they will insert on the both the end of the RJ45 connector will be inserted to these Ethernet ports, and these are 8 lights are there. If each and every light is running in the sequence manner, then we will understand that particular cable is correct. Otherwise, it is a problem with the cable. So if the all the particular, see there are 8 lights are there. So 1 to 8 is blinking here also and here also sequentially in a same manner. So that means the cable is also right. So we first check the port, then after the cable, then the connector, then the switch, each and everything. If I checked it, then we are going to identify that there is a problem with the IP address. So what we are going to do, we suddenly change the IP address. It is a phase. So by these phases, we are going to troubleshoot it. So last phase is change the IP address. If by changing the IP address also the machine is not communicating with the network, then it is the problem with the operating system. Some protocol is not working properly in the operating system. Got it? This is the troubleshooting phase. Anything else?
सर क्लास सी आईपी एड्रेस में तो हमारे पास 254 टोटल आईपी एड्रेस ही हैं। तो जैसे हम लोग चेक करते हैं अपना, जैसा आपने कल बताया था आईपी कॉन्फ़िग करके हम अपना आईपी एड्रेस चेक करते हैं। तो ऐसे तो इंडिया इंडिया या फिर कोई भी इलाके में 254 से ज्यादा लोग हो सकते हैं, तो सब 192.1 पर कैसे हैं?
गुड क्वेश्चन। ये पूछ रहा हूँ ना?
यस सर।
Who asked the question? Wait a minute. Who asked it? Who asked it? Tanuj. Who asked? Yeah, Tanuj.
Yes, sir.
Tanuj asked a question. It's a very good question. Is this one? He is asking that whenever we are checking the IP address, when we are connected with the internet, it always show it is the range of class C network. You guys also check in your machine. It is actually probably showing the class C network. Okay. His question is, we are only able to connect the 254 machines in a single network. So how the internet service provider actually communicating thousands of machines by using this class C network? Yeah, this is the question.
Yes, sir.
So actually, one more thing I have to tell you. After that, I will tell you how it is. Then that particular query would be whatever you are asking to me. There is one more thing I have to tell you. After that, you will able to understand how this internet is actually running on. So there is a concept behind that, how the internet is actually running. Then you will understood how the IP addresses are actually configured like this. So I have to tell you one more thing, that is in the IP address itself. One more thing I have to tell you, that is there are two types of IP addresses are there. Okay, when INA created the IP address, it created IP address of two types: private IP address and public IP address. Okay, so what is private IP address and what is public IP address? Private IP address, if any particular person or an organization using a private IP address, then private IP address only provide a communication in a LAN. Only LAN provide only LAN communication. Okay. Only LAN communication. Local area network. And public IP address provide WAN communication. Okay. LAN communication and WAN communication. So what INA does, INA actually provided a range of private IP addresses. Okay. They actually provide a range of private IP address. In class A, it provides the range between this one. In class B, it provides the range between this. In class C, I'm telling you what this range actually showing to us, what it is actually telling to us. In class A, these are the private IP address range. Okay. Class A 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255.255. In between all these IP address, in between, okay, this is network ID, this is broadcast address. So in between all the IP addresses, if anyone is using, that is private IP address. Similarly, in class B, it has two network part. So see here, it is actually changing the value in second octet. Okay. So each and every second octet, if it is changing the value, the particular address is not communicating with each other, but it is actually providing the range 172.16.0 to 0.0 to 172.31.255.255. In between all these IP addresses, if you are configuring the machine with this range of IP address, that is also a private IP address. In class C, 192.168, see here, 192.168. Dot 0.0 to 1922.168.255.25. Now each and every one, you check your IP address in your machine while using the internet. From these ranges only, your machine is actually running on. Check it. Whether your service provider providing the 10 range address, whether your service provider providing the 172 range address, whether your service provider providing the range of 192.168. From these, except these ranges, none of any address would be provided by the ISP to anyone who is actually running the internet. You all guys check it in your machine. From these range only you got the IP address. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Each and every student.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And I am telling you, with the help of private IP address, you cannot able to communicate with the WAN. I told you, with the help of a private IP address, it only provides a LAN communication, local area network communication. It will not provide the wide area communication. But your machine is communicating with the internet. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So there is two things are there. First of all, you have to understood this is suppose Tanuj system is, and it has an IP address of 192.1.1.10. Suppose that this is the IP address and this is a private IP address, and ISP provide this IP address to me. And he's able to send the traffic over the WAN. This is your WAN. So you can able to send the traffic to each and every server, whether it is a Google server, whether it is a Facebook server, each and everywhere you can able to send the traffic. Okay. Can anyone send to this IP address, or anyone can access your machine with the help of this IP address?
No, sir.
No, that is the point. It only provides a LAN communication to not to you, to each and everyone other persons. They cannot able to access your machine with the help of this IP address. If they are going to access your machine with this IP address, it is a private IP, you cannot able to access it. Suppose that if this machine contains a public IP address, then from the WAN network, you can able to communicate with this machine. Got it? So it is not about this particular IP can able to send the traffic to the network, to the WAN network, but through the WAN network, none of any person would able to access your machine. Got it? This is the first thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Except these range of IP address, each and every IP address is actually a part of public IP address. And public IP address is not free of cost. Public IP address is not free of cost. We have to pay for the public IP address. And who will provide us the public IP address? ISP. If Tanuj, you want a public IP address, you got a public IP address, you just demand a public IP address from your ISP, he will provide you a public IP address, but it would be a yearly charges you have to pay for it. And that IP address, if you configure in your machine, then your machine would be able to access by the WAN.
Sir, what
Hmm.
is ARPANET?
ARPANET is actually, it is a old communication method. The first time when the network is actually established, the networking concept is actually established. At that time, the ARPANET is actually defined by the INA.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, who uses these public IP address in like which kind of organization uses?
Each and every organization using the public IP address. See here. If suppose that not from here, I am showing you from here. MX Toolbox is a particular website through which we can able to check so many things. Okay. So about the domain names. So see, first of all, I am going to check gu.ac.in and I want to check the DNS checking. Okay, I'm doing the DNS checking. See, in the first octet, what is the value? 205. So 205 is not a part of private IP address. So this is a public IP address. Suppose that Facebook. 129, 185. It is also not a part of private IP address. Any particular domain, if you are checking over here, whatever you want to check, google.com. $216. So each and every organization, whether it is a small organization, whether it is a big organization, it is not xkane.com. 108. This is my organization, xkane.com. Aspire Vision Tech.com. See, 45. 45, in which class it is actually representing it? Which class IP address is provided to the
Class
yes,
class A.
class A, but it is a public IP address. So each and every small or big organization who wants to send the request by the client to their server, so that particular machine should be configured on the public IP address. That's it. First thing. Second thing, each and every VPN servers. If you want to configure your VPN server in their organization, then they want public IP address. If they want to configure VPN over the firewall, then they have to configure a public IP address over the firewall. If they want to access the firewall remotely over the WAN, then also they want a public IP address. Wherever a device we want to access over the internet, simple concept, if you want to access a device or a machine or a server, whatever it is, if you want to access over the internet, it demands a public IP address. We have to configure a public IP address, and that public IP address is actually provided by the ISP. If organization demands the public IP address, they will provide you the public IP address. Not an issue, but they will charge. Okay. Now the Tanuj question is, how this particular IP, it only contains 254 hosts, how it is actually providing to each and every users all over the area. There are thousands of users are there in a single area. And if you talk about each and every user, then also there is a question. So exactly what is actually happening, this particular IP is not sending the request to us, to over the WAN. This particular IP address is not carrying the packet over the network, over the internet. This particular IP is not carrying the packet over the internet. Okay, who is actually carrying the packet? There is a concept of NAT is over there. NAT, network address translation, which is configured in your devices. See, in each and every students who are sitting over here, they have accessing internet, whether from the mobile phone, whether they have a broadband connection. In both the cases, whether you are using the mobile network or whether you are using a broadband connection, a device is deployed over there. Mobile phone is itself a device, and if you are accessing the internet by the broadband connection, then there is a device is actually configured in your in-house network. That is called as wireless router, whatever you are actually telling it. So in that particular device, the NAT is configured. The functionality of the NAT is to translate the IP. Which IP? Translate the public IP to private IP. Translate the private IP to the public IP. Both the things is actually doing by the NAT. Translate the private IP to the public IP. So in your device, the public IP is actually configured. And that particular public IP is for each and every user who is actually using the internet in a particular area. Suppose that tomorrow when you go to the college, check from each and every machine. If you are trying to check what is the public IPs, that should be same. How you can able to check it? See, my machine's IP address is this one. But if I check from here in Google's website, type what is my IP? That's it. What is my IP? So if you run this particular thing over your graphic era college, the IP address will show, the single IP will be shown in each and every machine all over the network of the graphic era. Or if they are using two ISP, so it will show you two IP address. That's it. So by this particular IP address is actually translating our request, and this IP address is belongs to the ISP. If I want to check this IP address, how would I able to check this IP address? Subdomain TNS report, enter domain, IP locator finder, who is lookupful. If I provided the IP address, okay. See, Reliance Jio is the service provider. It is actually showing you, and it is also showing which particular range of IP address is actually using by this Reliance Jio in my area. Okay, it is not about the whole network. It is actually in my area or whatever the area they are actually occupying with this range of IP address, it is showing here. Reliance Jio Communication Limited. So I'm using a Reliance Jio broadband connection, so it is showing to you. So if you got, so see, like this, you can also able to track down the particular machine where from where it is actually running on. So see, the country is also showing. Okay. After that, when the classes move on, I will also show you how you can able to track down the area also. Okay, right now it is only showing you the country, the name of the service provider, that's it, the range of the IP address. But I will also show you how you can able to track down the particular area from where the communication has been done. So you are actually doing, you are, in simple language, you are actually raking. Okay, you are fetching the information, you are reconnaissance, you are doing the reconnaissance. Okay, so like this, you can able to find out it. So with the help of this IP address, with the help of this IP address, service provider actually routing my information to the WAN, not with my private IP, because private IP does not have the capability to send the traffic over the internet. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Tanuj,
Yes, sir.
fine. So,
Yes, sir.
so that is the technique is actually used by an ISP. So that's why in each and every machine is it is actually showing the range of private IP addresses. Behind that,
Yes,
they
sir.
are using the wireless device or the Wi-Fi router, or your mobile is also a there is a modem is actually installed in your chipset. So that's why it is also providing the internet. So if you are using a Reliance Jio SIM or whatever the service provider SIM you are using, it actually doing the netting over there. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, we can pin the demonstration you presented right now. So through this, we can pinpoint someone's location also.
Yeah. So when I move the classes slowly, I will tell you each and everything. Okay. This I'm only showing you these stuffs because you asked the question. This is the part of information gathering. Okay. So if we talk about the first topic of our CH module, that is information gathering, I will tell you many websites through which you can able to find out or fetch out the informations. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So each and everything is available in the internet, but we don't know about it. That's it. So that is all about IP address. Okay. One more thing I have to tell you, and none of you asked me. I told you tomorrow there are 5 classes. So class E and class E is remaining. But if we talk about if we talk about the network which is actually deployed by individual person or a organization or all over the world, whether it is a defense or whether it is a organization, whether it is some other organization all over the world, each and every organization, INA provided only these 3 classes to create their network, to run their network by defining the IP address. Okay. Class D and class E are actually working to different type. Class D is actually used for multicast. Do you know what is multicasting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Tell me. Multicasting
From
means
one device,
one
from
by
one
one.
device.
Multicast is a form. Let's say many to many, right? It's a form many to many.
Many to many.
So multicasting allows a single host to send data to thousands of hosts across the internet at the same time.
No. It is one to many, it is many to many or one to many?
So one to many, sir.
One to
Sir,
many. One to many or one to all?
One to many, sir. One to all
So
is
one to many.
broadcasting.
So
sir,
one to all तो
sir, one to
broadcasting में
many.
use कर सकते हैं.
Sir,
Say.
one to many. I think you're going to be with the broadcasting.
Say.
One to many is multicasting, and one to all is broadcasting.
Right. One to one is unicasting. Unicasting means if this particular device sending a message to this particular IP address, that is unicasting, one to one. So if I am talking to the Tanuj, that is one to one unicasting. So when one machine is sending the data to a single machine or a single IP address, that is unicasting. One to all, that means broadcasting. Broadcasting means right now what I am doing, I am broadcasting my class to all of you. There is none of any student is sitting over here who cannot hear me. So this is known as broadcasting, one to all. So if this particular machine, this IP address sending a message to each and every machine, which is actually defined in a particular network, to each and every IP address in a network, that is known as broadcasting. And one to many, many means a particular group. Suppose there are 4 devices are here, or suppose that I'm taking there are 50 machines are there in a network, and you want to send your message to a single group that is of 10. If you want to send a message to 10 machines, that is known as multicasting. One to many or group, that is known as multicasting. Okay, but there is a glitch. We cannot able to configure the multicasting in our machines. Suppose that if in a graphic era, if you want that a particular machine would send the messages to a group of PCs, that would not be done by the there is no any technology is there through which we can do without using any third party or third network device. We can able to do it, but we cannot able to. I told you yesterday there is a range of multicasting or class D is 250 223 224 to 239. This is the range, but we cannot able to configure this range of IP address in our machine. See, 224. Okay, 224. See, when I try to set 224, it is not valid entry. Up to 223 only we can able to configure it. Got it? So we cannot able to configure the class D addresses to our machines. Also, we cannot able to configure class D addresses to our network devices also. So how the multicasting is actually happened? These addresses are actually used by some protocols. Okay. And when we are using those protocols with the help of some device, then automatically it provides the multicasting feature. Okay. So I'm not going with that part. That is a different part, different thing. That is a networking part. So I'm not going with that. But multicasting means one to a particular group, whether when these IP addresses are used by some any protocol, Protocol means a particular program. It is a set of code. So anyone is writing a code where these addresses are been defined in a particular protocol, and that particular protocol is used by any particular device, automatically multicasting feature would be enabled. Got it? And class
Yes,
E.
sir.
Class C is actually for a research purpose. Is for a research purpose. Okay. So class C addresses is also not be configured in our machines. So only class A, B, C, we can able to configure it. Class D is a multicasting and class E is for the research purpose. Fine. So this is all about IP address. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So I told you yesterday, kindly download the images and the application. So you guys download it or not?
Yes, sir.
Download it.
Yes,
Who
sir.
downloaded? Who downloaded it? Who downloaded? Who told me?
Yes, sir. I already
Okay.
configured it.
Okay. So Tanuj, what I am going to do,
Yes, sir.
I am going to show you how to create our environment to do each and every lab. Okay. We need
Yes.
more, we need nearly we need 2 machines. Okay. Some practical, we also need 3 machines. Okay. So we are going to create our lab scenario. So first of all, we by creating the first to creating the lab scenario, before that, I want to tell you one more thing. We are actually using a technology called virtualization. You heard about this technology, virtualization?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
what is virtualization? Tell me.
Through virtualization, we can create a simulation of a machine, and that works like a original machine, but it don't have any
Simulation.
physical presence.
So we download a hypervisor on physical hardware so that we can simulate the resources on uh, our operating system.
See, if I'm typing here, virtualization technology. It is showing virtualization is a process that allows a computer to share its hardware resources with multiple digitally separated environment. Okay. What is exactly the virtualization technology is? Virtualization, but with the help of virtualization technology, we can able to share our physical hardware resources to the virtual machines. To the virtual machine. Virtualization is a technique through which we can able to share our memory, processing power, storage. That means we can able to share the CPU, we can able to share the RAM, we can able to share the hard disk storage. This is known as virtualization. Okay. You are actually talking about virtual machine. I am talking about virtualization. Okay. So virtualization is a technology through which you can able to share your own hardware resources to the multiple virtual machines. You cannot, you are not only going to create a single virtual machine. Whatever your hardware configuration is supported, that much virtual machine you can able to create it, and you can able to share it, the hardware resources. And in hardware resources, What are the hardware resources we can able to share? We can able to share the processor, we can able to share the RAM, we can able to share the hardware, hard disk, and also we can able to share the USB drive. We can also, if there is a feature, we can also able to share the camera also. Got it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
This is not a known as virtualization. Now the second question is, what is virtual machine? What is virtual machine? Because we are going to create the virtual machine by using the virtualization technology. So what I am going to use, I am going to use Oracle to creating the virtual machines. Okay. By using the virtualization technology, I am using the virtual box to create the virtual machine. So what is exactly the virtual machine is?
It's a software that
No,
emulates
virtual machine. No. Virtual machine, not virtual box. Virtual machine.
The virtual machine itself, it is a software, right? Because it has no physical presence, because it can be
Yeah,
hosted. So we can say it's a software that emulates a physical machine.
yeah. See, what is an virtual machine? Virtual machine. Um, Virtual machine who actually shares the hardware resources from the base operating system. Which is base operating system? In my laptop, whatever the operating system is installed, that is known as base operating system. So whenever a base operating system shares the hardware resources to the machine, those machines are known as virtual machines. Okay, which has its own, listen carefully, which has its own operating system, which has its own RAM, processor, hard disk, which has its own networking, which has its own security, but it is not physically available over there. It is a logical machine. We cannot able to see that particular machine. We cannot able to touch these machines, but we can able to use this. What it means, suppose that if I run my Windows 10 operating system here, okay, and this is my base operating system. This is called as base operating system. My operating system, which is installed in my laptop, that is known as base operating system. And this is my virtual machine operating system. Okay. So if I run this particular machine, so right now in my particular device, two operating systems are running. This is my base operating system. This is running and this is also running. Both the operating system have different IP addresses. I'm showing you. I'm going to start operating system. Okay, I'm starting this one, Windows 10. So both the machines have different IP addresses. That means it contains individual IP addresses. And if my laptop is connected in my organization, whether through a wireless connection, whether it would be from the wired connection, each one of the machine which is deployed in my environment, deployed in my organization, each one of those machines would able to communicate with this virtual machine. Okay, so virtual machine is not a simulated environment. It is an actual machine is there, but it is not in a physical form. It is actually using the hardware resources of the base operating system, but it will communicate with all the machines which is actually deployed in my organization. And if my machine, my physical machine or my physical laptop is connected with the network, then each and every machine would able to communicate with it. Okay, so right now I am going to check the IP address, IP cons 31.19. Okay, 31.19. My IP address is 31.185. This is my base operating system. This is my virtual machine. I am going to ping. You know the command ping? You know the command ping?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
192.168.31.19. Reply. So my base operating system is able to communicate with the virtual machine, and what is my base operating system IP address? 185. 185 ping 192.168.31.180. Both the machines are communicating. Both the machines are different IP address. That means these are two different machines are running in my single hardware. Got it? So we have to
Yes, sir.
create these virtual machines in our laptop with the help of virtual box, so that we can able to run multiple machines at a single time, so that we can able to do our task. If we are not going to create the virtual machine, so what we have to do? We have to need multiple machines at a single time. So that is not possible. So that's why we are using virtual machines. And how we are going to create the virtual machine? With the help of virtual box. So there are so many virtualization tools are being available over the market, like VMware is there, VirtualBox is there, hypervisor is there. So there are so many tools are being available in the market, but I am using VirtualBox. Okay, so that's why I am telling you guys that you also use the VirtualBox, because if any troubleshooting we have to do in the virtual machines, I know each and everything. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to shutting down this particular virtual machine from here, because see one more thing I want to show you right now. I'm opening my base operating system task manager. Okay, and in task manager, in performance, see my memory utilization. I have 8 GB of RAM in my machine, and how much RAM is right now utilizing? It is near about 7 GB is utilizing. See, it is showing to you. Now see, when I shut down my Windows 10 operating system, now see. Now it released my near about 3 GB RAM is released from there. Why? Because when my virtual machine is running, I'm showing you in my settings in system how much RAM actually I provided here. Near about 2 GB RAM I provided it. So that's why it actually using 2 GB of RAM from my physical hardware. Got it? So that's why when my base operating system running in my hardware, that particular hardware, the RAM is 8 GB, but in virtual machine, I want to run it. So for that also, we have to provide the RAM. So when I run the virtual machine, it actually consuming that much memory from my RAM also. So whenever you are running, always check whether the RAM is available or not. Otherwise, what will happen? Your machine would be hanged, or it should be goes down. So you have to restart that machine at that time. Got it?
Sir, can we launch a VM inside a VM? Like a virtual machine inside a virtual machine? Is it possible?
Yeah, we can able to do that also. But that is not any concept. Okay, that is
Okay.
we can able to do that one. We what we have to do, we have to just but one more thing, what more thing is there. Suppose that if you want to run a virtual uh, virtual machine tool in your machine, then there is one more criteria is there. What is that actual criteria is your hardware should be support the virtualization technology. So from where we can able to check our hardware is supporting the virtualization in the BIOS. So in the BIOS, there is the virtualization technology is there, and we have to enable that technology from there. So if the virtualization technology is not been available in your hardware, in your motherboard, then we cannot able to create the or install the virtual box. So in that condition, we cannot able to install the virtual box in our virtual machines because it does not contain the virtualization technology. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay. So Tanuj, where is Tanuj?
Yes, sir.
Tanuj, do one thing. You downloaded the Kali Linux operating system.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm stopping my presentation. What you have to do, you just share your screen. Okay. And I will tell you how to create the Kali Linux virtual machine. And you all guys would see carefully what are the steps we have to follow to create the Kali Linux virtual machine. Fine.
Sir,
So
sir,
I am yeah,
I have
yeah. Tell
already
me.
set up the Kali Linux machine on VirtualBox.
Okay.
Yes.
So how would you set up it?
Sir, before this course, I was enrolled in NPTEL's ethical hacking course,
Okay.
and there they teach us how to install
Okay.
these machines.
Anyone else who has uh, the images and the application and he actually want to install in their particular machine, because I have to show you how to create the virtual machine, how to create the virtual machine in your operating system.
So I can do that.
Okay, so I am stopping my presentation.
Just let me join with my laptop because I'm joining my teams on my phone.
So how much time you will take?
Probably 2 minutes.
Okay. So apart from that, Siddhant is turning on his laptop. If you guys have any doubt, kindly ask me.
So for the Windows image, how
When
are we gonna get the Windows image? Are we gonna get it from Microsoft or we can get it from anywhere?
your voice is breaking.
Okay, so I said for the Windows image, are we gonna get it
You
from
want,
Microsoft or we can get the Windows image from anywhere?
no, no, no.
Because
I will give you the Windows image. Okay. I will give you the Windows image. No need to download from the official site of the Microsoft, because the particular image, whatever you are download from the Microsoft official website, that is a secure Windows operating system image. So I will provide you a vulnerable Windows 10 operating system image to you. Okay, because we have to do the attacks on those particular machines. So if we are using a updated operating system, then it should not have the vulnerabilities. So I have an old operating system that I will provide you. I will share the link with you. Just you have to download from that link.
okay, sir.
Okay. So show me where is your Kali Linux virtual machine image?
Sir, actually, I'm using VMware 16.
I told you,
So,
brother, I want virtual box. I want virtual
yeah.
box.
Okay.
Actually, what exactly the scenario is, whenever we are using the virtual machines now, it is actually many times it is actually not working properly because the particular virtual uh, virtual machine tool which we are using, some configuration would be we have to do many times. So I have the hands-on practice on virtual box. If any particular stuff would be misconfigured in your virtual machine tool, then it is a time-taking process. So that's why I'm not going with the VMware. One more thing,
So, yes,
whatever
sir.
the images we have, I have it. That particular images only support the virtual box. The VMware would not support it. So not an
Okay.
issue. Just so you downloaded the virtual machine image of the VMware.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else?
Sir, I have installed like the Kali Linux on VirtualBox, but it is on Mac.
Okay. Anyone have the
So,
Windows? Because I have to show each and every student who is here. That's why I'm saying whatever the virtual machine you are using, whatever the virtual machine tool you are using, I am not uh, anything about that. If you want to use it, you can use it because if you manage that particular virtual machine, that is good for you. Okay, but any particular student who do not know how to manage the virtual machine, how to create the virtual machine, that is the problem. If you all know about how to create the virtual machine with the VMware or with the virtual box, then I will go directly with our course content. So anyone have issue how to create the virtual machine through VMware or virtual box?
no, sir.
So you downloaded the VirtualBox application and the image of the Kali Linux.
सर काली की तो नहीं, बट सर मैंने आर्ट की कर रखी है, तो मैं उसी पे मतलब बहुत पहले करी थी.
Arc,
आर्ट्स लिनक्स.
but Arch Linux would not be do the practicals, whatever the we actually Kali Linux and the Parrot operating system. Two
सब
operating systems
पैरेट
are,
मेरे उसमें डुअल बूट में है.
so that is a different thing, no?
यस सर, यस.
Actually, whatever the labs we have to do, we are actually going with our cybersecurity content. Okay. So for the cybersecurity, what our task, what is our tasks are, we have to do the attacks on the machine. We have to protect from the attacks. So each and every thing what we have to do, those particular tools is only running in the Kali Linux or the Parrot operating system. Okay. And most of the cases, cyber experts are actually using the Kali Linux operating system. So that's why we are also using the Kali Linux operating system. Rest of all the Linux operating system would not able to run those tools. They have not the capability to run those tools. Okay, only Kali Linux and the Parrot operating system has the capability to run the particular tools which are used to do the attacks which we have to do. We have to do the red boxing, we have to do the gray boxing that we only able to do by the Kali Linux. Okay, that's why I'm telling you. If you are using Arch Linux, Red Hat Linux, Ubuntu Linux, these Linux operating systems are actually used for the server's purpose. If organization want to deploy their server, then they are using these operating system for the management, for providing the services to the client. For those purposes, these Linux operating systems are actually using. Okay.
Okay, sir. So should I exit, like stop sharing?
Yeah, you stop the sharing from your side.
Okay, sir.
So if you guys don't have any issue to create the virtual machine or the virtual box, if you have the issue, then one thing, the student who have issue, they download the VirtualBox application as well as the Kali Linux image from the kali.org site and tell tomorrow I will show you how to create the virtual machine with the help of VirtualBox. Okay. So today,
Okay.
what we are going to do, we are now the time is also up. It is 7:48, 7:50 near about. So what I'm going to do, I'm stopping my today's session from here. And if you guys do not have any issue to creating the virtual machine, then we will start directly from the. Acha, one more thing. You all guys know how to work in the Linux operating system? The commands, the basic commands.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Raise your hand who do not know how to work on the Linux operating system. Yes, don't know. Except yes, each and every one of you know how to work on the Linux operating system.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I will brief you some commands. Okay, I brief you about the Linux operating system. What is exactly the Linux operating system is, why the Linux operating system is introduced in the market, what are the benefits of the Linux operating system, and then after that I will show you some commands on there, so that Yash will also able to work on the Linux operating system. Because if you guys do not know how to work on the Linux operating system, then you are not able to use the Kali Linux operating system, and whatever the tools and the techniques we are going to use by using the Kali Linux, you are not able to do that. Okay, so I will give you a brief about the Linux operating system tomorrow, so that each one of you able to do that. Okay, because
Okay, sir.
because Linux operating system is purely command based operating system. Each and everything we are actually doing by the command, executing the commands. Okay, in Linux, in Windows operating system, it is providing a GUI. It has its own UI, so we can able to use our mouse, moving the cursor over the screen and clicking here and there, and we can able to do each and everything. But Linux operating system, that major difference is each and everything we have to do with the commands. So basic commands I will tell you tomorrow. Then after that I will share you a document of the basic command, so that you guys would able to understand how to run the commands. Okay, I will brief you tomorrow about the Linux operating system. Then I will show you some commands. Then after that we will move on to our main topic, that is CEH.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Session.
Sir, I have a personal question, if you don't mind to answer.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, how did you get your first job? Like, I want to know about your journey.
Actually, first of all, uh, there is a luck factor is always there with you. So if your luck is with you, then wherever you are trying, you will get the success. So my first job I got as a trainer in IACM, that is in Delhi, South Extension. So from there I started my journey. At that time, in 2008, only 2-3 technologies are been there with regarding networking. So there is a CCNA technology is there, then the MCSC is there. MCSC is the technology in which they are actually teaching us about the Microsoft servers. Okay, and third one is your Red Hat Linux, RSCE. So Red Hat certification. So these three technologies are been there. So I studied these three technologies and I got the job. Then after that I move on to another other companies like SCL in the training field. Okay. Then after the training field, I thought that I have to work on the real scenario also, real environment also. So I moved to the organizations in which the real scenarios working are been there, real servers are been there. So by by my particular knowledge, whatever the knowledge I have, through that knowledge I do the work over there. I gain some more knowledge from there, how the organizations are actually working on. So after that, in this time period, I am continuously studying for different new technologies. So like this, I'm going on. Then apart from that, what I thought, I quit the job from there because new technologies are being introduced in the market, like cloud computing would be there, cyber security is there. So many more technologies are in there. So I quit the job and I preparing for these new technologies. And I thought that I have to do my own work as a freelancer. So I am go with the freelancer job, and I continuously studying to the cyber security field. So I completed my CH certification. Then after that, I got the CND certified network defender. Then after that, I am studied through the CPT, that is certified penetration tester engineer. So and continuously, I am also doing the freelancing job. I am actually providing the solutions to the companies. Okay, my two main jobs are there. I am actually teaching the students. Okay, that is my passion. And second one is I am providing the solutions to the organizations, cybersecurity solutions. So there are so many solutions are been I am providing. The major one is VAPT. Okay, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. I am providing the solutions. I'm doing this one to the organizations. And the second one, I am also consulting the organization through their network environment, how they have to deploy their network environment, what are the securities they have to measure, follow to deploy the network environment when they are going to deploy it. And there is a SIEM technology is there, security, incident, and event management. Okay, so SIEM technology is actually introduced in the market. Uh, you heard about some tools like Wazoo is there, OpenSearch is there,
Splunk.
no, not Splunk. Elasticsearch is there. So with the help of these particular applications, this is actually a SIEM tool. Okay, SIEM means it is like a monitoring of a whole network. Okay,
Okay.
if any outsider is actually trying to get inside to your network, if they want to attack on your network, or if insiders employees doing some illegal activities, if they are a simple example, if they are actually going to delete any folder, rename any folder name, rename any file name, if they are opening any file and change the content of the file, each and everything would be monitored by that SIEM, and it also show you over there. And if you want to make a notification in your SMS or in your email or in your WhatsApp, it is also possible. So these kinds of solutions are also been provided by me. Okay. So these activities are actually I am doing.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your journey with us.
So in cyber world, you have so many options are there. You can also provide the solutions to the organization. You also have become a bug bounty hunter. That is also a freelancing job. Okay. And if you can also provide the solutions for the network infrastructure also, you also able to provide the cloud security. So there are so many fields are there. If you do not want to do the job, that there is also many path are there. And if you want to do the job, that is also a good one. So many jobs are available in the market. Each and every organization need a cyber expert. If I am providing the solution to the organization, there should be some employees would be there who actually understood my particular terminologies. Then only he can able to manage it over from there. No? So the organization also needs the employees over there, who is actually expertise in the cyber security. It is not like that I am providing the solution, they are only dependent upon me. Okay, organization need the employees also over there. So that is also the path, a door which is actually open for you guys.
So actually, 1 year ago, I was in a company named F1 Infotech. They deployed me on a DOT site, like Department of
Mm.
Telecommunication. So my role is to support the network, like monitoring and troubleshooting the network issues. So I kindly suggest me to, like, how can I get into this field, because I studied CH before my bachelor's. Like I don't know कि मुझे ये यही करना
Before BTech.
before BCA. Actually, I am a BCA student. I had a specialization in BCA with
So, so
cybersecurity
right,
and
so right now you are doing BCA
no, sir. I am doing my master's MCA.
from graphic
Yeah.
era.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when you are doing the BCA, at that time you done your CH, you studied CH content.
Yes, sir. But
Okay.
I didn't do the certification, like the cost of certification.
Okay, actually certification actually power on of your resume. Okay, whenever a particular organization or a interviewer see that you have a CS certified, what exact actually see why the organization actually demanding the certification. You know that each and every organization who is actually working in India, they are actually a service providers. They are a third party service provider for whom? For the organization or the companies who is actually a third party vendor. They are a third party vendors, and the main company they are working for the Microsoft or for Red Hat. They are actually working for the companies who is actually from the US based company or UK based company or some other country based companies are there. Okay, so each and every organization, suppose that Infosys take the example of Infosys or TCS, what they are doing, they are only the service providers. They are only providing the services to these kinds of companies, the US based companies, the UK based companies. So when the company actually providing the work to these third party organizations, they provide some demands to them that this much of manpower they need for this particular task.
Okay.
So each and everything they are actually documented. Who the companies who are actually giving the job to these organizations like Infosys or TCS or anyone. So they are actually defining that you have to hire 50 candidates for this project, and these 50 candidates should have CS certification. Why? Because that is a particular mark. That is the particular mark to the candidates that they actually studied the CH, and the EC Council provided them the certification. They authorize those candidates that these are the authorized candidates. We deliver the training to them. They are the certified candidate. They are actually properly work to the particular project, whatever the project you are actually the organization is actually demand. So that's why the companies are actually going with the certification candidate, because the main person, that the main organization who is from the outside, from the country, from the US or the UK, they are actually demanding the certification candidate, because they actually initializing that the particular candidate who have the certifications, they are the genuine one. Whether they are going with the cloud environment, whether they are going through the cyber security, or if they are going with the Java or Python, so they also demand the certified persons only.
Right, sir.
Okay, that is an issue, because we are not, as an Indian, I am telling you, each and every organization which is actually working over here, they are only a third party vendors are there. Okay, so that's why they have follow the criterias which are actually provided by the company to whom they are working for. That is the main problem. So that's why the persons who are the certified, they are actually hiring them on the priority basis, because they need them. The knowledge is fine. You have a knowledge, that is good, but you are not. You are not. Um, they are not
Certified.
actually. They are not actually call you for an interview also. Okay, they mentioned there the particular candidate who has the certification in your college also. There are so many candidates are there right now. I think so. Past 2-3 months before the one company comes to your college and they demand for the AWS certified students. So the students who have AWS certification, they only go with that particular interview session, or they only give that interview.
Mhm.
So what exactly the problem is, the organization who is working for them, they demand the candidates who have certified. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Sir,
so
one more issue with me, क्योंकि मेरा 10th में थोड़ा, मैं पढ़ाई में ज़्यादा अच्छा नहीं था, तो मेरा 10th में थोड़ा परसेंटेज कम था, like 54%, and some companies are demanding 60% in all like 10th, 12th and BCA, bachelor's and master. So
मैक्सिमम कंपनीज ना ऐसे ही डिमांड करती है, मैक्सिमम कंपनीज आर डिमांडिंग लाइक दिस.
yes,
तो
sir.
तुम्हें क्या करना पड़ेगा, तुम्हें ना, तुम्हें पर्सनली मैं बता रहा हूँ, अगर तुम्हारा कोई भी दोस्त या कोई भी रिलेटिव अगर किसी भी कंपनी में काम कर रहा है आईटी में, तो रेफरेंस लगा के चल का जाना पड़ेगा तुमको.
Okay.
क्यों? हाँ, क्योंकि रेफरेंस लग के अगर जाओगे तो ये क्राइटेरिया हटा दिया जाता है. फिर इंटरव्यू होगा तुम्हारा, मगर क्राइटेरिया तुमसे नहीं पूछा जाएगा.
Okay, sir.
तुमसे कहेंगे अच्छा चलो ठीक है इंटरव्यू दे दो, नॉलेज है तुम्हें रख लेते हैं. और अगर एक बार रख लिए गए किसी कंपनी में और तुमने साल भर काम कर लिया उस कंपनी में, फिर तुम कहीं भी जा सकते हो. फिर वो तुम्हारे उस चीज में नहीं जाएंगे कि तुम्हारा ओवरऑल क्या है क्या नहीं है. वो तुम्हारा एक्सपीरियंस बेसिस पे काम होगा. तो पहले तुम्हें जॉब कहीं ना किसी रेफरेंस से लेना पड़ेगा. कोई भी मिले, कोई भी रेफरेंस लग जाए, बस तुमको जो तुम चाहते हो वैसी जॉब तुम्हें मिल जाए.
Okay.
ऐसा नहीं कि तुम साइबर स्पेस में जाना चाहते हो, साइबर सिक्योरिटी में, और जो रेफरेंस लग रहा है वो नेटवर्क एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर का है. तो अगर तुम्हारा मन है तो तुम जा सकते हो. मेरे मेरे ख्याल से तुम्हें जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि जब वहां चले जाओगे तब तुम अपनी नॉलेज वहां पे एनहांस करोगे, उनको दिखाओगे देखो मुझे साइबर सिक्योरिटी की काम भी आते हैं. तो आज की डेट में ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को ना मल्टी टैलेंटेड बंदे चाहिए, तो वो तुमको साइबर सिक्योरिटी में भी यूज करने लगेंगे. तो तुम अपने रिज्यूम में शो कर दोगे कि मैं जो है साइबर सिक्योरिटी एज ए साइबर सिक्योरिटी एक्सपर्ट वहां काम कर रहा था.
Right,
तो
sir.
ये तरीका है तुमको मूव ऑन करने का.
सर
या
सर ये ईसी काउंसिल सर्टिफिकेट मैंडेटरी होता है या फिर और कोई सर्टिफिकेट हो तो?
ईसी काउंसिल जो सीए सर्टिफिकेशन देता है ना, ये प्रेस्टिजियस सर्टिफिकेट है. इसके कंपैरिजन में इस पर्टिकुलर रेंज का जो सर्टिफिकेट है ना, और कोई नहीं दे रहा है. फिर देते हैं तो फिर बहुत ही हाई लेवल सर्टिफिकेशन से जो दूसरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन दे रहे हैं.
Like OSPF.
ठीक है. जैसे तुम्हारा नाम नहीं याद आ रहा मुझको, सीपेंट का भी है सर्टिफिकेशन, PL 300 का सर्टिफिकेशन है. ठीक है. और तुम्हारा एक और है, मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा उसका नाम. तो ये सब क्या है ना, ये सब हाई लेवल सर्टिफिकेट, मतलब कॉस्टली ज्यादा है ये सर्टिफिकेशंस. और अगर बेसिक लेवल में कोई और सर्टिफिकेशन करोगे तो उसकी वैल्यू नहीं है. तो बेसिक लेवल में जो सबसे ज्यादा वैल्यूएबल सर्टिफिकेशन है वो CH का ही है, एंट्री लेवल के लिए जो सर्टिफिकेशन है. बाकी अगर तुम कोई और करने चाहोगे तो बहुत कॉस्टली है, और अगर कॉस्टली नहीं है तो फिर उसकी कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, तो करने का बेनिफिट नहीं होगा.
मेरे पास IIT खड़गपुर का था 6 महीने का.
नहीं, वो किसी काम का नहीं है एक्चुअली में. ये किस थर्ड पार्टी पर्सन के थ्रू गए थे?
सर एक गवर्नमेंट वेबसाइट है NPTEL ग्राफिक एरा से ही, क्या कहते हैं,
नहीं,
हमें इसमें
वो तो
एनरोल
ठीक है.
करनी
जो
पड़ी.
एनपीटीएल है ना, जो एनपीटीएल तुम बता रहे हो ना, वो एक्चुअली में एक बॉडी है. ठीक है. तो वो तो क्या कर रही है, बस तुम्हें क्या कह रही है, वो कह रही है हम IIT से तुम्हारी ट्रेनिंग करवाएंगे. ठीक है. तो वो तो बस क्या करते हैं, IIT से एक ट्रेनिंग दिलवा देते हैं, और जो तुम्हें सर्टिफिकेट मिला उसमें IIT का एक लोगो लगाया, बस यही है, और तो कुछ है नहीं उसमें.
यस सर.
हाँ, तो उससे कोई फायदा नहीं है. अब बच्चे फंसते कैसे हैं, बच्चे IIT का नाम सुन के फंस जाते हैं. उनको
Yes,
लगता है
sir.
अच्छा IIT ट्रेनिंग दे रही है, हम चले जाते
IIT
हैं.
कानपुर के
मगर
पढ़े
भाई
हैं.
ये हाँ, वो अगर ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि अगर इतना ही आसानी से आईआईटी की ट्रेनिंग मिल रही है तो सब क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं, फिर सभी कर लें। तो ये क्या है, ये जो थर्ड पार्टी बॉडी है ना, जैसे एनपीटीईएल तुमने बताया, ये थर्ड पार्टी बॉडी है। इसने क्या किया, इसने जाके आईआईटी से बोला कि आप अपना स्पेस दे दो मुझको, और बच्चा हम लाएंगे और आपको इतना कट दे देंगे। तो ये ऐसे चलता है। तो इस सर्टिफिकेशन की ना कोई वैल्यू नहीं होती है, ये बस इस चीज का तुम्हारे पास प्रूफ है कि हाँ तुमने एक ट्रेनिंग ली थी, बस।
ओके सर।
ट्रेनिंग ली किस चीज की थी तुमने?
सर साइबर सर्टिफाइड एथिकल हैकिंग की।
तो जब सीएच की तुमने ट्रेनिंग ली, तो सीएच के सर्टिफिकेशन होना चाहिए ना। अब उसमें कहाँ पे लिखा, उसमें कहीं लिखा है कि तुमने सीएच की ट्रेनिंग ली है? उस सर्टिफिकेट में
नो
कहीं
सर।
लिखा है सीएच की ट्रेनिंग ली है? हाँ, वो
नो।
ये चीज लिख के नहीं दे सकते हैं कि तुमने सीएच का ट्रेनिंग ली, हमने सीएच के लिए तुमको ट्रेनिंग दी थी या तुमको सर्टिफिकेट दे रहे हैं। वो क्योंकि ऑथराइज नहीं है ना, वो सिर्फ एसी काउंसिल ऑथराइज है। सीएच पढ़ा कोई भी सकता है, ठीक है, मगर सर्टिफिकेशन सिर्फ एसी काउंसिल ही दे सकता है।
हम्म, अच्छा।
सर सीसीएनए भी मतलब वर्थ इट होता है क्या
देखो,
सर्टिफिकेशन?
सीसीए ने अलग अलग क्राइटेरिया का है। उसको ये पढ़ने के लिए पहले चीज तो तुमको ऑफलाइन क्लास लेनी पड़ेगी,
हम्म।
क्योंकि उसमें सारे सिस्को के डिवाइसेस के बारे में पढ़ाए जाते हैं। तो सीसीएनए उनका सबसे बेसिक कोर्स है। उसमें राउटर्स और स्विचेस के बारे में पढ़ाते हैं, लेयर 3 राउटर, लेयर 3 स्विचेस।
हम्म।
ठीक
मतलब
है।
उसका कोई
तो
बेनिफिट
ये
होता है क्या सर?
बेनिफिट देखो, बेनिफिट बहुत है उसका, ठीक है, मगर उसकी जॉब्स जो है ना वो कम है।
ओके।
नंबर ऑफ जॉब्स मगर कम है उसकी, ये प्रॉब्लम है तो बढ़िया, मगर उसमें सिर्फ सीसीएनए करके भी फायदा नहीं होगा, कुछ और आगे की चीजें पढ़नी पड़ेंगी। तो वो करने का बेनिफिट तभी, वो उसका बेनिफिट तभी होगा जब तुम किसी कंपनी में पहले लग जाओ, और लगने के बाद अगर वहां पर राउटर्स और स्विचेस अगर सिस्को के लगे। अच्छा, ये भी एक चीज है, सिस्को के डिवाइस होंगे तो ही बेनिफिट है। अगर डिवाइस सिस्को का नहीं है, जूनिफर का लगा है, तो वो कहेंगे जूनिफर का सर्टिफिकेशन चाहिए। सिस्को पढ़ के जूनिफर पे काम नहीं कर सकते, जूनिफर पढ़ के सिस्को के डिवाइस पे काम नहीं कर सकते। तो बहुत सारे ग्लिच हैं इनमें। तो ऐसी चीज पढ़ो जो यूनिवर्सली काम कर सके।
राइट सर।
इसलिए मैंने सीसीएनए किया था, सीसीएनए सर्टिफिकेशन भी किया था 2008 में मैंने। मगर जब मैंने काम किया तो फिर मुझे पता चला कि इसमें जो है ना, मतलब थोड़ा टफ फील्ड है वो, उसमें आगे मूव ऑन करना का थोड़ा टफ है।
पहले से
और
नॉक में मतलब
उसकी
एज अ
उसकी
सपोर्ट काम होता
उसकी पढ़ाई करना भी टफ है, क्योंकि आपको पहले ऑफलाइन जाके पढ़ना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि डिवाइस आपके सामने होना चाहिए। तभी तो आप वो भी सारे कमांड, वो क्या है, वो जो राउटर और जो स्विचेस हैं, लेयर लेयर 3 स्विचेस, लेयर 3, लेयर 2 स्विचेस और राउटर, ये सारे आपके बूटिंग डिवाइसेस हैं। मतलब इनमें भी इनका अपना खुद का ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है, उसको भी ये आईओसी बोलते हैं, इंटरनेट वर्किंग ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम। तो इन ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम्स को बूट होते हैं, इनमें भी कमांड्स रन करने होते हैं, इनके कमांड बिल्कुल अलग हैं। कमांड्स के थ्रू पूरे राउटर को, पूरे स्विच को कॉन्फ़िगर करना पड़ता है, पूरे नेटवर्क को मैनेज करने के लिए। कौन सा मशीन कैसे चलेगा, कैसे उसको आपस में कम्युनिकेट कराना है, किसको ग्रुपिंग करनी है। अब जैसे मैंने बोला ग्रुपिंग, तो ग्रुपिंग करने के लिए हम लेयर 3 स्विच या लेयर 2 स्विच की यूज करते हैं। तो ग्रुपिंग मतलब मल्टीकास्टिंग। तो उसमें जो हम यूज कर रहे हैं ना स्विच को, स्विच में अपने आप मल्टीकास्टिंग करने की फैसिलिटी है।
है। मल्टीपल वीलैन्स क्रिएट करने पड़ते हैं सबनेट्स।
हाँ, तो जैसे ही तुम मल्टीपल वीलैन यूज करते हो, वो अपने आप ही समझ लेता है कि भैया आप जो है ये मल्टीकास्टिंग करना चाहते हो। और फिर उन सारे मल्टीपल वीलैंस को आपस में राउट कराना पड़ता है। तो राउट कराने के लिए फिर आपको राउटर चाहिए होता है, या फिर आपका लेयर 2 स्विच में इंटर वीलैन राउटिंग करनी पड़ती है।
राइट सर।
हम्म मगर ये पढ़ने के लिए आपको ऑफलाइन जाना पड़ेगा, पढ़ना पड़ेगा। पढ़ा भी वही पाएगा जिसके पास डिवाइस होंगे, डिवाइस कॉस्टली आते हैं।
हाँ सर, एक 64 पोर्ट्स का 90,000 का आता है।
हाँ,
ओ 24 पोर्ट्स का
हाँ,
सिस्को का।
हाँ। तो डिवाइसेस महंगे आते हैं, तो और अब इतने महंगे डिवाइस खरीद के सिखाएगा कौन? तो बहुत चीजें हैं, बहुत फैक्टर्स हैं।
ओके सर।
ओके, फाइन।
यस सर।
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, everyone. Goodbye and good night. We will
Good night.
continue our session by tomorrow.
Good night,
Good.
sir. Thank you.